What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to part 3 of my Black Ops 6 campaign deep dive. This is the finale, so thank you guys for being patient. I just didn't want the videos to run over 30 minutes, but I also didn't want to sacrifice like the deep dive into every mission. So here we are with we just finished the mission. I forget what it's called, but it's the one where they capture Harrow, and now under the influence of MK Ultra, separation anxiety is the mission. And this is actually kind of a little unorthodox. It's like 2 missions in one. It keeps switching back and forth. So this is the team trying to like get into Harrow's head and figure out what Pantheon has planned for the cradle, right? So this is very, very different. If you showed me this without knowing like what it was before the game came out or whatever, I would never guess it was Call of Duty. It's very Bioshock-ish, I would say. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like Bioshock, but also this mission reminded me of a mission, one of the last missions in the game Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, which is probably still my game of the year right now. Where she's kind of forced to face the Antea, and if you haven't played Banishers, she's kind of forced to face something from her past in like a dreamlike world. Completely different kinds of games, but just playing this, it reminded me of that a little bit. So if you haven't played that, I highly suggest checking that out. It is a very good game. Just didn't really sell well for whatever reason. Anyway, back to this mission here. Basically, she kind of finds like an evil version of herself. And she's battling against it, which is a pretty damn cool concept. And this part, like the part where you're playing as Jane, is like it's all like puzzle based, right? Like she's facing her past, and she's in Vorkuta, a really different like dimension of Vorkuta. And she has to solve these 3 puzzles, which I cut out a lot of it because it takes a while. But there are some like cool like jump scare moments in this area. Just not even like really jump scares, but like just real creepy vibes to solving these puzzles where you have to go through these areas. And once you get all of it done, then you get the combination for this box, which unlocks a piece of the shard, the mirror that was broken. And we'll come back to that, like why the mirror is important. But yeah, so you get your first shard there, and then it goes back to like when she was a kid again. And this is very, very sad. Like, mom just gets blasted, and this kind of, I don't know what this it reminds me of something like a movie, maybe. I just can't put my finger on what it is, but you know, it looks, her parents work for the CIA, and apparently they're getting assassinated. Somebody got an order, and more on that later of that somebody, but somebody got an order to take them out, and very traumatic for her. She kind of repressed it, but that's also the reason she joined the CIA as well, to kind of uncover what happened, like why, because it was all a big cover-up. Here's some more creepy stuff. Turn on these generators and complete darkness. I got jump scared a couple of times in here because it's got like zombie versions of Harrow, like coming at you out of nowhere. Really cool. It's something different again, kind of like the earlier zombie type mission with Case, but also different. And then this is like her dad, you know, fighting for his life, but trying to save his daughter as well, keep her hidden. Very visceral fight. And I have my theory on who that assassin is, and we'll talk about that at the end. But it's not Adler. And see the gunshot shattering the mirror is why it's significant, which I thought was a really cool idea.
I understand this moment years later.
And then now we're on to like the checkmate version, where you're like all these soldiers are sent. The Pantheon is fully sent in an army to take out the team at the safe house. Very fun. I like these kind of missions where you're like, it's like the last stand, just trying to like stay alive as long as possible and push these guys back. There's a lot of cool combat stuff that I did in here. I don't think I put it all in, but here's a trophy here, opportunity. So once this what's it called, BTA, I forget the name, once this thing comes in, you're gonna want to shoot it twice with the rocket launcher, and then pull out your RC car and destroy it with the RC, and you'll get an achievement. I almost ruined it here. I almost got hit. That would have automatically detonated if I hit that guy. But yeah, boom, took it out, got the trophy.
You grew up wanting vengeance.
And then now back to Jane, and this is her like initiation letter into the CIA. And it's crazy, like she's like repressed these memories because she got, I think she was guinea pigged into the Cradle experiment as well. So she's trying to go and retrace her steps to figure out, like,
You are weak and gone.
you know, why. Basically trying to break out of like the brainwashing. You know, she's special to Marshall, so he wants to do everything he can to help her to come back to herself. I thought this scene was cool. Reminded me of BioShock a little bit. BioShock Infinite, to be exact. With the grappling hook.
Well, look at you. You're gonna have to do better.
See, she receives just some floppy disk thrown under her door, which gives her information about who killed her parents, and she thinks it's Adler.
We're done here.
And that's who is kind of like blamed for it, I guess, if you will. But then she says later, or is it Adler? I don't remember. That's why I have a theory on. I think I know who it is, especially how he's dressed too.
A false flag attack? They won't buy that bullshit.
Ooh,
Kinda
kind of creepy.
Confirms what they want to believe.
And then they all disappear. And then she attacks you. The shard. I believe this is the last shard too. Yeah, and this part's cool too. It reminds me of like old school gun game in multiplayer, from like the original Call of Duty, but with a zombie twist. Like you take out a couple of groups of zombies, and every time you do, you switch weapons like how you would in gun game. And if you guys remember gun game, I think, why is that mode not returned? I know it was a fan favorite back in the day. I'd really like to see like a new version of that, especially because it started in Black Ops. I was hoping it'd be in this one, but it's not. But this is kind of a callback to it, I think. I think this was done on purpose. And this part kind of gets hectic because they have C4. And see, I turned my reticle off, so it makes it a little bit tougher. But yeah, you finally get the last piece of the mirror.
Place.
Tell me the Pantheon's plan, Harrow.
You can't undo what's already
Get this little cutscene.
No.
You okay?
Don't you understand? You can't beat me.
It's just so crazy that this is Call of Duty. Like, even with the shooting parts, like, it just looks like a completely different game entirely. And I say that in a good way. Like I said, you know, this is how it's done as the title of the video. Like, they really, really nailed balance and different types of scenarios, things that I was not expecting. And here we go back to checkmate. Continue the gunfight. It's all on assault on the freaking safe house. And this part's long. Like, this mission, I've cut it down quite significantly, but that was cool using the spring mine, razor mine, whatever it's called. Now they're in the house. Take this guy down. Take down. Bap, bap. Yeah. Like, so this is like 2 missions combined, and it's like an hour long, probably, switching back and forth. There's a lot of the Jane parts that I cut out just due to time, and this part too. But it keeps changing. It's never just like defend. I mean, it is all about defending, but like it switches scenarios. So like here, we're gonna assist Felix in getting like just destroying the bridge, so they can't bring any more heavy artillery in. So it's kind of like a protect scenario, like make sure he doesn't get killed. I'm gonna dread playing this part on veteran too. I feel like it's gonna be extremely hard. But yeah, you get a lot of like cool sniping scenarios. It's very fun, very open-ended too, like almost like an immersive sim, like a I don't know, like a Dishonored or something, where like player agency, right? So like there's weapons everywhere. You can choose which kind of like weapons and tactics you want to do. This is really cool, taking them, dragging them out, and then at the very last minute, bam! It's very cinematic all the way through, which is how I like games, all games really, to be as cinematic as possible. I don't like HUDs. I wish every game had the option to completely remove all HUD elements. And I mean, this one has quite a few, but I did it as minimal as possible. So here we got another very cool part. She's hanging from a helicopter, and this reminds me of like World War Z. You got all these like zombie Harrows jumping at the helicopter. Looks like straight out of World War Z. Very cool little sequence. It's quick, but very fun. Very intense. I know this is gonna be probably a bitch on veteran as well. It's a quick sequence. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just really cool. Just bounces off the building, just being dragged, like taking out all these zombified chains. And this, oh my god, this would hurt. Bam! Broken shoulder for sure. And your last stand. Run for the, get to the chopper! And it's cool too, like, who catches you, because Woods had to take over the interrogation when the house got, like, attacked. So he's the one trying to, like, break her mind.
Help me.
He's the one that rescues in the chopper. Just cool. Cool to see that. Not cool to see this. I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I mean, either way, like, he knew he wasn't going to die because he's in Black Ops 2, so. But he's still a badass in a wheelchair. Freaking sick. If it wasn't for that dude with the shield, he would have survive this. I mean, he does survive it, but you know what I mean. And he thought he got her broken, but no, she seems just to be as vicious as she was before. I think they kind of like got something out of her, but oof. Like you had to, come on, man. The guy's been through enough. Very well acted though. Like all the way, I'd say the voice acting and writing is very, very solid throughout the whole game. And I mean, that's kind of like how Call of Duty is, really. Other than Modern Warfare 3, that game was garbage. Wasted potential, in my opinion. Now it's kind of like your last chance here. Going after Harrow, she's getting away. So of course Case has to be the one to go and get her. This is cool right here. Weakened him. Use the shield. Bap. Bap. I love the takedowns on the elites.
Go. I've got him.
The Woods is okay, seems to be, so it's you and Marshall.
Give me a hand.
Last ditch effort to get information out of Jane, find out where the weapon's at. Or actually, I think they did, yeah, they did find out. It's at the Capitol building. So, yeah, that's right. So she tells him that once she finds the mirror and fixes it. She tells him that the cradle detonation is going to be at the Capitol building in DC. So, and they have in the chopper, there's actually the cradle's in there. So, yeah, I forgot about that. So here, you got your cinematic climax here. Pretty cool. I mean, I've seen some cooler ones, but you know, this one definitely fits. Oh, they should have done the Wilhelm scream right here. That would have been awesome. But yeah, she's definitely not fixed. That would be so scary. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is a very cool mission. It's not really my favorite, but it is a good ending mission, I feel, for the game. Like, everybody I've seen online, a lot of like who is Case videos. Like, I could really give a shit who Case is. He's just a playable character with no voice. Which that's a weak point for me in the last two Call of Duty, or in the last two Black Ops games. Playing as like voiceless characters that like don't really matter, like who they are. I mean, that what they do matters, but oof. I don't know. I think they, for the next Black Ops, they should change that and have like an actual primary character that has a voice. It's just irritating that they did that again, but that's really my main concern with the game. But that's just me. That's a nitpick. It's just, I cannot stand games with voiceless protagonists, like at all. Like no matter how good they are, some I can't even play because of that. But so he's choking her out, and it seems like Case and her drowned in the helicopter. So now here we got our little epilogue cutscene. We're talking to Livingston, who was basically thought to be the bad guy all along, and he very well might still be, but he calls the team out here. Of course, they got Sev with the sniper on him. Like, they don't trust him. They're trying to. And he apologizes for everything, and he says they need You know, he needs his team. Even though the Cold War is over, the world's more dangerous than ever. Pretty epic line there, and he wants them, you know, in action, still doing Black Ops things, the whole crew. And then we get the final what the fuck moment, and we see who I have no doubt in my mind that it is our old pal Alex Mason. And also I feel he's the one that killed Harrow's parents. It wasn't Adler. You can say what you will. Everyone has their opinions. There's tons of controversy on it. But I firmly believe that that is Alex Mason. It's not whatever that guy's name is, Jackson, or I don't know. But he looks similar, but no, it's Alex Mason. Why else would they show that? Because that Jackson guy, he's like, he doesn't even really matter to the story. I know he has parts in the multiplayer seasons and all that, but nah, like that's not him. Plus, a lot of people don't realize that Jackson Kane, that's his name, he's in the level where you go to the gala and the Bill Clinton thing, that mission. We have to get McKenna's retinal scan and save Adler. He's in that mission, and he can arrest you if you do something specific. I haven't done it. I've seen it done, so it just doesn't make sense. It's him, definitely. But that's it for part 3 and the finale. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, consider subscribing. See you guys on the next video, and thanks again for watching. Applersky out.